Good morning, America. My name is Trey and I'm here today with a special news report on earthquakes. We have a specialist, Michael Bayamungu, here from MNTHS to talk about earthquakes. Michael?
Hey, good morning. How are you doing today, Trey?
I'm good, thanks. And yourself?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Okay, so today I want to talk to you and give you my PSA on earthquakes. Uh, Now, we don't think earthquakes will happen to us. However, in Austin, the city of Austin sits on a fault line, and it's an inactive fault line. But still, it's a risk area due to the fault line.
Interesting. Will you please tell us more about fault lines, perhaps? What are they?
Good question. Good question. Well, basically, fault lines are the intersection of a fault with the surface of the Earth to or other plane of reference, or to put it in a more simpler way, the fault line is where two plate tectonics meet.
Go.
It's so interesting. Today we also have a local scientist with us on the show talking about the phenomenon behind earthquakes. Dr. Kayla?
Morning, glad to be here.
So what exactly happens when earthquakes occur?
Well, earthquakes happen when tectonic plates slide or bump into each other. Sometimes they can go even like over or underneath each other.
So, Kayla, can you describe to us as to what a negative? So, Kayla, can you describe to us as to what a negative feedback is?
Sure. A negative feedback loop is when two forces keep each other in check, kind of like predator and prey. Now, they don't always keep each other in a strict population, but they kind of hover around like an average.
Interesting. So, since you lived in California, what were some techniques, or how do you prepare for earthquakes?
Well, before an earthquake actually occurs, you want to pack, an essential bag of supplies like candles, radio, water, food, just simple things to help you survive for at least 72 hours. Because you may be separated from, society, and we had quake drills very often. We were all prepared to evacuate and even take shelter. Eventually, one did happen, but we were so prepared that it didn't really affect us.
What about the balance of the population? How many people die every year due to earthquakes?
Well, we can't exactly give an exact number per year because some cities are more prepared for earthquakes than others. So a big earthquake could happen, but since they're so prepared, like California, for example, since they're so prepared, not everyone gets hurt. So we can't really give an actual estimate. It also depends on how many earthquakes happen per year.
Simple things to help you survive for at least 72 hours. Because you may be separated from, society and your family. It's also very important to strap down heavy furniture so that whenever an earthquake occurs, it doesn't fall on you. It's also very, very important to make sure that there's no open fires, because if an earthquake does occur, then it could, tip over the candle or tip over something on the stove and cause a fire. During an earthquake, what you should do is get under a table or a heavy piece of furniture that's already strapped down and hold on to the leg. Or, if you don't have anything like that nature, you can get into a doorway and just press yourself against it as hard as you can. After an earthquake, you want to go out and see if anybody needs medical help. Be sure to be careful of aftershocks. These are quite frequent, but they're not as big as the initial boom.